beautiful souls. It's Anna T. Brooks here. Hello, hello. Say hello when you jump on. Let me know how you're going. Let me know what you've been up to. I'm wearing my new dress. I just got a new dress last week with a birthday voucher from my husband. My birthday was 6 months ago. That's how long it took me to use it. So I'm like, I finally got it. I'm here. I'm going to do a live stream with it. So say hey when you jump on, whether you're watching live or catching the replay, please say hello. I do love to always connect with you. So I wanted to share something today that's actually come up recently in a client session. And this was such a mic drop moment. This was such a powerful realization that just kind of came through me that literally at the time my client was like, whoa, hold up, say that again, right? And yeah, when I said it, I was like, ooh, okay, that's big. This is big. And I wanted to share this on a live stream because I thought, this is really, really powerful. This is really supportive and something that I think a lot of us often forget. So I wanted to jump on and explain a little bit about this. So this is the context of giving you a really powerful aha moment to take away and to get you moving forward right now, because I feel like this is something that so often gets missed and so often we don't even realize this. We don't even realize the importance of this. And what I'm talking about is rules, right? So let's talk about rules. Why do we have rules for life, for things that we do, for jobs that we have, for careers that we have, for relationships, for the way that we just think life is and operates, right? And rules, I guess, for anything that we're working on, right? So if we're working on our health and fitness, we'll probably have some kind of rules in mind about what we're going to follow, what we're going to do to support ourselves, what are we going to eat, how are we going to exercise, all of that kind of thing. You can think of it in terms of obviously the structure, the patterns, the discipline, whatever it is, however you're setting it up. But rules is a good way to look at it, because essentially we're looking at what is it that we kind of want to follow, right? What is the process we want to follow? And very often, whether it's to do with your health and fitness, or it might be to do with relationships, you might have an idea in mind about some rules that you have to follow in searching for the right partner, in finding, attracting the right person that you want to be with, or maybe just for being single, right? Rules that you follow around that to look after yourself and to feel most amazing in yourself. It can be to do with your career, right? In terms of how you go about things, how you, maybe if it's a business, how you market yourself, how you show up, how the business runs, what kind of rules you have with clients, your agreements, your contracts, all that kind of thing. We are surrounded by rules. And so often we don't actually think about the importance. We hear so much, especially in the entrepreneurial world, about the importance of breaking all the rules, right? About how it doesn't matter, you do it your way, don't worry about what everybody else is doing, you got to figure out what's right for you. And that's 100% totally behind that, totally get that. And that's really important, that it is about finding your way, finding what works for you. But something to really understand as well is, until you can master the rules, until you know how to play by the rules, you're not going to know how best to break them and all the ways that you can break them. So I'm going to give a couple of examples of this, right? If you think about it in terms of a musician, right? So if you think about, okay, if you have two musicians, one who is just all about screw the rules, don't care about learning to read music, to write music, to understand anything about how tempo works, how chords work, how synchronicities work. I don't care about learning any of that technical stuff. I'm just going to go with my intuition. I'm just naturally gifted. I'm just going to create music that way. And then you've got another musician who is also very, very talented, very, very gifted, has that natural inkling, but they're very focused as well on making sure that they get the groundwork right. They learn about how to write music, how to read music. They learn about the tempos. They learn about the chords. They learn about how to put it all together. They learn about the synchronicities and how it all works. And they master all of these rules, right? When you then go, okay, well, which one of these two people is then going to most likely get the biggest success, the biggest movement in what they want to create and what they want to bring forth? It's going to be the person who has mastered the rules. Why? because they understand their art, their craft at such a deeper level that they know what all the rules are and they know exactly how to break them. They understand how to read and write music, so they know how they can work around to create new things that they want because they understand where the rules are, where the playing field is, right? They understand why certain chords work the way that they do and why they don't work the way they do, so they know then which ones they can put together and how they can start breaking these rules. If you have no understanding, if you have no mastery of your craft at the level of the playing field, it's going to be very difficult to understand exactly how to break all the rules in your own way because you don't know what they are in the first place, right? Same thing if you think about it in terms of a sport, right? Again, the person who there might be two people, both very, very gifted, natural talents, let's talk about like running or whatever it is, right? Being as fast as possible. Who's going to usually get to do better and win more is the person who first learns all of the mastery, does all of the training, does all of the hard work, understands and does all the drills and everything that they need to do, instead of the person that's just like, oh, I'm a fast runner, I'm just going to go run and I'm never going to learn about footwork, I'm never going to learn about what shoes I need to wear, I'm never going to learn about my body and how my arms need to move, I'm never going to learn about any of that stuff because I'm just great at this. You're going to tap out, you're going to max out at a particular level because you don't have that understanding of your art. You don't have that mastery of your craft, right? And so it's always going to be the person who learns the rules, learns to play by the rules and understands where the playing field is. That is the person that's going to get the most success moving forward, obviously with the hard work and obviously with the natural talent as well, coupled with that they are going to then be able to figure out, right, I know where this is at. I know exactly how this works. I have mastered this. I know where the playing field is. Now it's time for me to start breaking rules. Now it's time for me to find my way of doing it. And this can be, in the entrepreneurial world, online, in the online space as well. If you're building a brand, if you're building how you want to show up, how you want to create impact, how you want to coach or support others, it's the same thing. You have to get to a point where you've mastered your craft, where you understand how these things work, where you understand what it is that you need to actually be doing. You've kind of mastered the rules, so to speak, right? And then you can be like, well, fuck it. Now I know how to break these rules. Now I know what it is that I can do, that my soul is just like guiding me to do, that I know how this is going to work. I know all the rules. I've mastered this. I have that groundwork down pat. Now it's time for me to start breaking the rules because I understand how it works. Whereas if you think about it, like this is a really, really good example actually in the like coaching or online space or any kind of online brand, right? If you think about it, the people who, again, just naturally just want to get out there, just want to, get out, get started, everything like that, but they have no idea. They don't understand. They haven't set up, a website or a link or anything like that for how to actually get clients. They haven't set up anything about their agreements or their contracts, and now they're getting a couple of clients coming in and it's a total mess because they don't have any agreements in place. They've never done a contract before. Everything's just all over the place. They don't really understand where they're going. There's no consistency, and it's very easy to fall apart at that point because you're like, well, I don't know. I started all this stuff, but I don't know what the groundwork is. I haven't got a sure footing. I haven't actually built from the base up. I've just started from where I'm at and excitement and everything, and that's awesome. But at some point, you need to be able to ground that energy, and that's what the playing by the rules, that's what learning the rules does for you. It's helping you to master your craft. It's helping you to master your art, whatever it happens to be, whether it's learning how to speak on camera, whether it's learning how to write engaging posts, whether it's learning how to talk to the people in your life that you want to converse with, right? There's so many different aspects to this, and you can break all the rules and you can do it absolutely whatever way you want, but you are always going to get more results when you have done the groundwork, when you have that basis, when you do have an understanding of the rules, even if you haven't implemented them all. Like there's no, especially in the online space, there are no like hard and fast rules about you have to have a website or you have to have an online presence on Facebook and on this, or you have to have this. There's no rules about that kind of stuff. Everybody's creating very different brands, very different, looks in terms of their businesses, right? There's no hard and fast rules about that at all in the online space, but there definitely is some things that you get to master, that you get to work on, that you get to actually embody so that you can then start just breaking the rules that you want on your way. but you actually understand where the basis is. You understand what's important. You understand kind of your bare minimum, really, of what it takes to create this, what it takes in terms of you, in terms of what is actually required from you, and in terms of what it takes as well, just to understand that, like, if you're building a brand, there's got to be connection, right? There's got to be connection with your audience and with the people that you're speaking with. So at some point, there has to be some sort of consistency so that there's actually a connection going on. There's actually a back and forth going on. So I hope this makes sense. Let me know in the comments below, if this is making sense, right? This is such a powerful concept and such a powerful understanding to have, that because I know, especially in this day and age, rules get really, really trashed, right? There's everyone, every single person you ask will tell you, fuck the rules, do it your way. It's about figuring out your path. And I'm 100% one of those people, right? So I will own that. It is about that. It's not about following anybody else. It's not about doing what anybody else is doing. It is absolutely about finding your path and your alignment, right? However, there is definitely a time and a place, and it's usually, you know, at the basis, to become a master at what it is that you do, right? And that's the same thing with whatever it is that you're offering as well. I'd be hoping that whatever, if you're a coach, for example, if you're offering some sort of coaching, it's because you have a mastery of that within yourself, right? It's not because you've decided, oh, well, I'd like to be a money coach here. I've never actually made very much money, but I would like to be a money coach, right? That it doesn't work. There's no synchronicity there. You haven't embodied this. You haven't mastered this. It's not going to work, right? Whereas if it's something that, you know, you've, for example, really worked on transforming your relationship and you have an amazing relationship now, then hey, you've done that groundwork. You've learned how to actually embody that. Now you've learned how to play by the rules. You know how they work. You know what it takes. Let's start breaking some rules. Let's start doing this a little bit differently. Let's start pushing the envelope a little bit, right? But that comes from a place of embodiment. It comes from a place of groundedness. It comes from a place of having put one foot in front of the other, built yourself that foundation, and then you can be like, cool, I've built that foundation. I've climbed up these steps. I'm at the top now. Where do I want to leap? It's up to me, right? I know that I'm safe. I know that I've got this. I've got the basis. I know that I'm a master at this. I know that I know what's going on. I understand this art, this craft that I am in. Now, if I feel like leaping over here, I can do it. I'm safe. I'm covered. I know that, right? As opposed to just being, you know, the chook with its head cut off, just running around trying to figure out, I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do that. And at some point you just realize, oh, yeah, I'm not actually anyway. I'm just, I don't know where I ended up, right? So I'd love to know your thoughts on this. How does this land? How does this feel for you? This idea of, learning the rules, understanding the rules, to some degree playing by the rules, and that's going to be individual every single step of the way, but definitely understanding them, understanding the rules of your art, of your craft, of what it is that you want to master. And again, this can be your career, this can be your business, this could be your health, your fitness, your relationships, your spirituality, whatever it happens to be, right? There's going to be a base level at which it's like, okay, the best of the best understand the foundations, understand the rules, understand what this is all built on, and then they can go make it their own. Then they know exactly what they're working with, so they know best how to break the rules. The people who don't even know the rules are there, most often are pretty crappy at breaking them, and they don't get much success from it because they don't actually understand what it is they're doing or why they're doing it. Having the reason why, understanding it to that level, is such a powerful tool to have, because it cuts out so much of the competition, so to speak. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. How does that land for you? Let me know below. If you have any questions as well, please pop them in. And that's it. I will leave it there. Nice and short one for today. Thank you so much, everyone who jumped on, and I will see you very soon.